Okay, I'm gonna go over some basic movement mechanics in Mischief Makers. I'm not gonna go in super detail or anything, but let's start off with some stuff that's probably really obvious first. There's probably, I mean, not super obvious, but I'll go over really basic shit at first. Alright, so obviously, you know, you can move with the D-pad. Let me get this guy out of here. Go away. Other stuff, you can jump and grab with B. You have these boosters on the C buttons. You can go horizontally, or you can kind of stay in place if you're just hitting up C. And you can boost down too. You can roll with the down C. You can roll with the D-pad. And like I said, you can dash with these C buttons. And with the D-pad as well. For the events in the, like that Olympic place where you gotta do like the triathlon or whatever it is with the, you know, the dashing, you want to use the D-pad, not the C-pad. This is the D-pad is actually faster to boost with than with the C buttons. Other things that you can do are dash. If you hold down on the D-pad and hit jump, you will dash like this. If you hit it twice, you will do a dash jump. You can do them small if you release the jump button, or, you know, you'll jump further and higher if you hold it after the second jump. You can also dash a little further. You can wait for the second jump press, or the A press, and sort of get a little more dash, and then jump. Okay. And that has uses in certain spots. And like, let's see, like, I probably won't be able to do it very well, but like here, I think, I forget if you have to dash as quickly as possible, or it's been a while. I think you do a little dash first. Yeah, I think so. But you'll find little, you know, little niches like that where you need to kind of get an idea. Might have to change your dash jump a little bit. Like right there, I prolonged the first dash a little, like I let it go a little longer and then jumped. So spots like that, that works. Another thing is with text, I think if you am I remembering this right? Let's see. Yeah, instead of just hitting R or just L or whatever, you can actually hold one of the shoulder buttons down and mash the other one. And it advances the text a little faster. That's another one. That's a little thing that you can do. Probably should have started with that. So, the next thing, the more advanced mechanics or techniques or whatever, is boost canceling. And I'm not going to go into super detail on how you boost, or, you know, the mechanics behind how boost grabbing works or whatever. But basically what you want to do when you're in the air, you're going to want to hold up, or like up and right, or up and left, or whatever. Up. Well, I guess you would hold up and right if you want to go right or whatever. So you want to hold up and right on the D-pad. And while you're in the air, you hit up C, and then shortly after you hit B, or the grab button. So you want to do these as close together as possible. If you're a robot and you would hit up C, and then you would hit B a frame later, and you would repeatedly do that. But for the most part, you don't have to worry about that. You just kind of plink it. If you don't know, if you know what a plink is, like in fighting games, I mean, you know, I'm hitting the B button shortly after I'm hitting up C. I don't know if you can hear this rhythm. The other thing with boost grabs, you can do them in any direction. So you can do them up, or straight down, or left and right, or, you know, anything. Typically you would do them like up and left, or up and right, or whatever. There are some instances where maybe you want to, you know, boost grab down. And I used to do this sometimes in 1.3, I think, but whatever. You can actually hit down C and B, for instance, and you'll boost straight down. You can do it horizontally as well. You can do left C only, or right C and B, or whatever. You probably won't need to do this very much. This is probably more of like, this probably comes more handy in ILs, but I've done it before in certain stages. Is there anything else I wanted to touch on? Besides that, like, you might find that you can also manipulate it so that you get more height instead of like horizontal movement. Like, you know, let's say you fucking you screwed this part up, right? You're like, oh shit. You can kind of like space out your B grab so you get more height. You know what I mean? Like, you know. Because if you mess this up, let's say you totally screwed it, maybe you just, you know, you just do it how you normally would. You kind of might end up underneath this or whatever. So if you're finding yourself in that kind of a situation, you can actually kind of just hit B a little bit later and you'll get more height instead of like horizontal speed and movement. Like, if you do space it out like this for height, you're gonna go a lot slower, but it can help. So you're like just hitting, you know, after, instead of hitting up C and then B a frame later or as soon as possible, you just, you know, throw in a few extra frames so you get more height out of it. This guy is being a cock block, you know. I mean, you don't have to do it this dramatically slow, but, you know, if you're thinking you're not gonna make it up there or something, or another spot, you can certainly slow down a little bit and do it like that. The next thing, you can do these things that are kind of like a wave dash. You can just press down C. This is handy sometimes. I do this sometimes in certain spots. You won't use this a lot, but it's helpful sometimes. You just hit down C and jump, or down C and A at the same time. And you'll kind of do this little wave dash. You won't use it a lot, like I said, but this is like the quickest way to move around, is doing little dash jumps. But this does come in handy sometimes. Let's get to the clip. Any 1x1 block like this, you can clip through. This is handy in certain spots. But to do it, you jump, hit down C, and then B. I don't know, like, what the frame data is on it or whatever, like, how many frame, you know, I think it's like a 3-frame window or some shit. I use two hands when I do it. I think most people do one hand like this, but I've always been comfortable doing it like this. And it can be a little tricky. It can get hard to get in down there, but just keep trying it and find however way you want to do it. I think most people just do it like this. A down C, B. But I used to. I always did it like that. And you would do this at... what stage is it? This stage. So this is where you would do this. That's the clip. It's pretty simple. Here's another thing you can do. This is sort of there's a couple places where you can take advantage of this, but this is the big spot where you do it. You kind of like manipulate your boosts here, instead of boost canceling your way up here or whatever, which takes fucking forever, you can do like a dash jump, left C, up C, right C, and you'll get right up there. And it seems like, I don't know this for sure, this is always a thing that was just kind of in my muscle memory, it seems like you want to do the left C pretty early after the dash jump to get more height out of it. But I'm not sure. You'll have to mess around with this and get a feel for this yourself. And I wish I could be more helpful with that, but you know, it's just a weird thing with the boosting against the walls. But that's super helpful. Is there a spring here? What's a good spring level? Okay, so super jumps or whatever, I think that's what we called them. Like that. Normally you don't get that much height. Like there's certain stages where you can take advantage of these spring jumps, I guess, like that, and get lots of height there. This is the normal height for the springs, right here, which isn't very high, it gets up to this pink guy. Alright, but if you boost the spring down with down C, you also want to be holding up, by the way. So you want to be holding up while you do this. Boost down with down C, and then when you are about to like release the spring, you hit B and A at the same time. You get a lot of height. You get a lot of height. Pretty simple trick. That's about it, I think, as far as mechanics go. Yeah. Hopefully that was somewhat helpful and made sense. I'm sure, you know, someone's gonna come out of the woodwork and be like, well, actually, Jacofer, you're wrong about this and that, but it's whatever. I don't know. I haven't played the game in like 4 or 5 years. So that's pretty much it. If I think of something later, there's probably something else I'm totally forgetting, but that's basically everything that you need to know. Besides, you know, more advanced stuff. You know, some of the boss fights people probably need help with, but you can probably get a good idea of how to do most of them by watching a video of either my runs or Repler's runs or whatever. The choice is yours.